I'm Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to make a lifestyle video and I wanted to share with you my 4-hour workday and how I managed to only work 4 hours a day, how I structure my day, and how I can be very productive only working 4 hours a day. So let me go back to the beginning of my freelance journey. I was working in luxury real estate, and in 2009 I'd had enough. It was probably the worst time to be in real estate, and I started my blog, venusohara.org. And at first I had no entrepreneurial spirit. I just wanted to work in my passion. I was tired of working for other people and not really being appreciated. I thought I'm going to make my own kind of online business, and I was just happy to kind of get paid for something I was passionate about and just kind of create my own work, I suppose. And I was doing everything. I learned a lot about WordPress. I was writing, I was taking photos, I was just doing everything I could. And at first, just very soon after the creation of my blog, I got my first book deal, and then I started working with many media outlets here in Spain, so it just kind of took off. And at first I was working 7 days a week, but at the time it didn't really seem really exhausting because I loved what I did so much. And it never occurred to me that I could actually delegate. I had these misconceptions that it would be time consuming to explain to someone else what I wanted. And I always thought that if you want something done well, do it yourself. That was kind of my mindset. But then in 2019, I was working in a co-working, and there was a guy sitting next to me who saw me editing one of my videos, and he said, "Why are you editing your videos?" And I said, "Because I do everything." And he said, "You need to start outsourcing." And this is a guy who only works 6 hours a week. I mean, he was inspired by the book, The 4-Hour Workweek, which I haven't read, but I kind of know about it through this friend of mine. And although I'm not working a 4-hour work week, I've gone to a 4-hour work day, and delegation is definitely part of it. But I wanted to talk about how I set up my day and how I structure my day and how I make it possible to be productive in only 4 hours. So yeah, the first thing is, well, it's not really how I'm doing my 4 hours, but definitely delegating. I'm going to be talking about that again. That definitely makes it possible for sure. And I have another video as well about the misconceptions of delegating, which is just, I might go over that in a bit. But anyway, the first hour when I work in the morning is all based on emails. I don't think it's good to be too responsive to your emails throughout the day, because otherwise, if you keep checking your emails, it's going to interrupt whatever you're doing, and then you're doing something and you're going back to responding to emails, and then you can never really finish that thing you were doing. So, and also another big distraction has got to be smartphones and checking social media and all of this, and checking emails and other things and notifications, WhatsApps, blah, blah, blah. So what I do for my first hour in the morning, I set a timer on my phone. I put my phone on the other side of the room and I set the timer for 1 hour. And in that hour, I take care of I call it reactive emails. It's all the emails that I have received in the last 24 hours. And I just I reply to everything that I have received. And it could be, I don't reply to during the weekend, I don't reply to anything. So I just make sure all of my emails that I've received are answered in that time. And then when the alarm goes off, I might have a little break, have a cup of tea, stretch my legs, and then I will do another hour of more proactive emails. And this kind of proactive hour also includes some marketing. For example, if I'm in a phase of looking for new work, I might use that time as well to do some Googling, make some marketing plans, and just kind of think about where I want to go next, and what I want to do, and who I want to contact. And if I'm doing mailings for new collaborations, I'll do those ones in the second hour that I do emailing. So those are the two things I do in the morning. And also during that hour, I'm putting my phone on the other side of the room so I do not get distracted. It's so interesting to see how much work you can do when you have focused time with no distractions. I think it's a myth. I mean, you don't really need to work like 8 hours a day. And I don't think people who are working 8 hours a day are really 100% focused during the whole 8 hours. Otherwise, you would be exhausted. So I find in those 2 hours in the morning, I have done so much. I feel very, very productive. And then after that second hour, I'll take a break and I'll start making some homemade food, because I don't start work until about maybe around 11 in the morning, because I wake up around 8:30, then I meditate, I have a leisurely breakfast, I don't rush, and then I have a little dance in the morning as well, because I think it's good to kind of get your energy flowing. And then while I'm having my coffee, I do read a book until I've finished my coffee. So I'm always reading things that are kind of in the genres of personal development, spirituality, things that are going to really improve my life. And then I would start my hour of the first hour of emails after that. So then by that time it's nearly 11 o'clock, which might sound really late for some people, but I still managed to do everything I need to do. Then after lunchtime, we'll have my lunchtime. Then I go to a co-working centre. I'm a member of a private members club, and then I can get my human contact there, because that's so important, and bounce off the energy of the other people there who are very successful, and they really, really inspire me. Then I do another hour of focused content creation, and also I try to ignore my phone as well, and then I really get into it. So the afternoons for me are all about content creation. So sometimes writing can feel like a chore, but once I get into it, I'm like, brrr, and it can be incredible. Sometimes I can write 1,000 words in an hour, because I mean, a lot of the things I write, I'm not really, I don't need Wi-Fi to write a lot of my articles. A lot of the knowledge that I'm sharing is something that are things that I've already learnt. So I'm not having to kind of copy paste facts and then make them my own words. I'm kind of like writing in first person about my own personal experiences. I'm writing about sex toy reviews, sexuality, and anything related to that. I'm writing for my own website, and I also have some writing commissions for other websites as well. So I'm doing an hour of content creation, then have a break and have a cup of tea, and I have a chat with some friends, and then another hour, and then I kind of feel like, whoa, I've done quite a lot today, because 2 hours of focused content creation can be quite intense. And then some days I might do that one of the first hour of content creation, it might be a video like I'm making now, so I'd stay at home and do that. And other things will be my podcast as well. So usually content creation can be making videos, it can be making podcasts, it can be writing, it can be recording meditations, things like that. So anything that's content creation, I try and leave it for the second part of the day. And that's when I feel more motivated, when I've had my lunch then. And then I might look back at a couple of emails and respond to them, but I don't want to be interrupting my flow of creativity every time an email arrives. I think that's really, really important. So I think my number one tip has to be leave the phone, don't touch it for an hour, and leave it far away from you if possible. Don't have any notifications on. I usually have mine on silent. Anything that's urgent has to wait, really. And then of course outsourcing definitely helps me to get everything done, because as well as all of the things I'm doing, I work with an incredible company called Task Bullet, and I have people to help me with the editing of my podcast. What else are we doing? So kind of graphic design and SEO and web optimization, on-page web optimization of my website, publishing my posts. I don't have to worry about all that, because that does take time to actually do that, to actually go into WordPress and then copy paste the text, make sure the pictures are there, and all of that. All that really does take time, and that's not my speciality. And what I've learned from outsourcing is that I can do it this well, but someone who that's their speciality, they can do it this well and take me to the next level then. So some of my emails in the morning then would be managing that type of the people I delegate to. So just asking people to do things for me and thanking them and checking things, etc., as well as some of the work emails. I do think it's good to reply to emails within 24 hours so that they're not building up and you forget about them. I receive so many emails every day that some of them can be buried and then just get forgotten about, and I think it's always good to be on top of these things. So that's my 4-hour work day, and I still feel as though I'm doing a lot. I am producing a lot. That's thanks to the fact that I am working with other people, and the fact that I'm very organised, and the fact that I'm not letting myself get distracted. Also, I wanted to mention that social media does count as the content creation as well in those 2 hours that I allocate. Occasionally, if I have a lot of work, I might do maybe 2 to 3 hours of content creation in the afternoon, but no more than that. Otherwise, I want to keep my creative juices very, very juicy and flowing. So if you're interested in learning to delegate, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for Task Bullet. And I think it's such a great service because instead of kind of finding individuals, because that's also very time consuming, looking for people to work for you, checking their resumes and references, what have you. I actually work with a company that do that for me, and they delegate on my behalf. So for example, if I need let's say some graphic design, they will find someone for me, or web design, or the WordPress publishing, anything like that. So I just deal with one person, and then that person finds others for me, and then I kind of have the same person doing, let's say, all the audio editing for me, the website stuff for me, the graphic design, and I don't really worry about if that person's not available, then my project manager will find someone else for me. So it's really, really a great service. I'm going to leave a link below, and if you're interested in learning how to delegate, because for me it's definitely changed my life, because life is not just about working all the time. It's great to produce and do something that you're passionate about, but you also have to live. It's very important to have balance. That's not something that I knew how to do at the beginning of my journey of self-employment. Voila! So if you have any tips about productivity, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. It's always good to learn how to be more productive and live a happier life. Thanks for watching, and if you have any tips or ideas for new videos, don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venusohara.org, and I'll be back very soon.